Hey everybody, Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures.
Hi.
We've been doing a little bit of work here in the last couple of days, haven't we?
Yes.
I got sawdust all on me.
Sawdust, man glitter.
Is that what that is?
That's what that's called.
Yeah, man glitter. I shouldn't have done that because then they got to start working out before long. But anyway, we've been working on the end caps on the cabinets, and our last video, you know, we had a lot of suggestions as to what to do about the end caps, and some were concerned about the end caps closing off the kitchen and taking away the roomy feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we agree.
And
we don't want that.
Exactly. And but part of that, the way they go up to the ceiling, is because they need to also serve as supports for the shelf system that will be going up as well.
Right.
But anyway, we got a preliminary cutting on the end caps, and they're temporarily set in place, but they're not completely done. But we thought we'd show you right quick what we've got done so far. What do you think?
Sounds like
You
a
wanna show?
plan.
All right. So here we go. Let me spin this around. And there they are right now. Now we do have a little bit more trimming to do. These are just kind of rough cut in, and I'm going to go through an explanation of how we will be doing the finish trimming on them as we get deeper into it here in the next few days. But let me step on up here first and show you what we did around the refrigerator. And you can see the side pieces there and see how they're flared out right here. And same thing over here, how the side piece is over there, and again how it's flared out right down here. Now those are not, like I say, it still has some trimming to be done. And right over here, the same kind of deal. These are roughly 13 inches out from the wall right now, actually 13 3/4, and I'm going to go into an explanation of why they're like that. But then you can see how they flare out when they come to the top of what will be the countertop eventually. This is just a temporary piece of plywood right here. And the same thing over here, like this. Now, the reason why these are like this, there will be a shelf system that will be just above this window that runs across. So this is structural. This is part of this here, where it will serve as a support for the shelf system right here. And the same thing over here above these windows. There will be a shelf system here. Where's one of those cubes? Well, there's one of those cubes right there. But that's the kind of cubes we'll be using. You've got another one that's empty. You can show us right quick, don't you, babe? There you go. But that's give you an idea. That's what it's going to be like. And of course, we got those to match, you know, the other red items in the trailer is the reason why we did. But that's what we'll be using for our shelf system up above. And not only will they be here and here, but there also will be a shelf system like that running all along here, all the way down to the petition that petitions off the bathroom down at the other end. Of course, we still have our storage columns to build here, and also one on the other side of the bed, along with taller nightstands here that'll be at least the height of the mattress right here. So here again, there'll be shelf systems just like that running all down this side. Storage is everything. I spin around.
You cannot have too much storage.
Absolutely.
Because even when you minimize and minimize and minimize, it takes a lot of, we have our things.
I know. I know. But another thing too that we, you know, and here again, it's all part of the deal there. We've always said it's kind of a good thing that we are living in it while we're building it, because then we can see things that we wouldn't see if we were,
right,
you know, building it while we were living in a house and stick to our design and all that. So we have been making modifications along the way. And one thing that we readily picked up on real quick, our initial plan, of course, was to leave this the full depth as you see it right now, coming all the way down to the countertop. Well, since we've looked at this and see how it is, now we're thinking just below the shelf here, just below the shelf, we're thinking we're going to go ahead and taper this back to roughly right in there and come down to the top of the countertop, and then, you know, swing back it, leaving about a 3/4 inch reveal on top of the countertop right here. That will even open it up a little bit more. But you know, and we'll do the same thing here too. the same thing right here. And we will probably go ahead and do the same thing on either side of the fridge. Go ahead and come down a little ways, because we'll have a shelf above the fridge here as well. And we'll come down a ways, and then we'll taper back and come down, you know, on down here, and then swing back out to where the countertops come around and land into this right here. And that's another thing, that's what we'll be working on next week. Now that these things are temporary in place, now we are able to go ahead and start cutting our countertops the way we want them. And of course, they're going to come all along here, just as you see this temporary piece. And then there'll be an angle, it'll angle off over here and die into this somewhere in this ballpark right in here. And of course, go all the way back. So all this will be full countertop all the way. And the same thing over here on this side as well. So that's our plan. That's our plan. And are we ready to talk about what we've decided to do as far as colors and things like that on the end caps?
I haven't absolutely decided, because I have to find it. So we are on our way, since we put our tools away.
Yeah.
We are going to Home Depot and Lowe's, and we're not coming back until we've made a decision.
Not coming back. I hope your microphone's picking up there. It was falling down.
Not coming back until we make a decision on color of those and our floor.
Right.
Because it all ties in together.
But we, there were several suggestions from our last video.
Yeah.
And we really appreciated all of them. And there were a few that made sense.
Yeah.
And we took to heart.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So I don't know what we'll come home with today, but we're going to come home with something.
And as time goes on, we'll be revealing to everybody out there what we decided to do.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you'll know as soon as we slap paint or slap stain.
Yeah, when we start slapping paint and or stain, there's a, you know, it'll be pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty obvious at that point.
For sure. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
No. Thank you
all right.
for all your support.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, we were just sitting here admiring that now we feel like all of a sudden we have a kitchen. It feels like we're building a house
it's
here.
looking more like a kitchen now, a separate area. But still, we're going to trim those where they narrow down and go to the ceiling, those end caps. We're still going to trim them back. We're going to leave enough on top to support the shelves, but we're still going to trim them back a little bit and take a little bit more of that out. We think it's going to look pretty sharp to do that too. And I'll try to put some fancy curves in it, you know, when I do that. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you know, you don't just want to go, you know,
No.
You want to go like this. You want to do a nice.
You want it to have some shape.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to make our end caps shapely.
Well, there you go.
All right, we're going to let you go for now. This is Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures. And as we always say, we're not camping.
We're living.
You all get out there and do some living yourself, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.